Hi, this is Michael Ayres, the proprietor of thedisrespected.com. We are the place for flyover sports pro coverage in Columbus, Ohio. I'm here with the progenitor of the failed Aces Radio, your trash pocket of podcasts here in Columbus, Ohio, Morgan Hughes of the Supporter Supply Company, and he's here to pitch his superior product.
You've got mail.
Hi, Mike, and thanks for having me. On behalf of all of us at Aces Radio, we'd like to say to everyone listening to the Upper 90 Club that they should go to thedisrespected.com and help support local journalism. My God, what an idea. I personally wouldn't know what it would feel like to be disrespected, as I am universally the most boy on earth, but for those of the rest of you, go to thedisrespected.com. Help Mike help himself and help him help us. Together, we can spectacularly. Back to you, Mike.
Respect.
Speaking of failures, check out my podcasts, Cannonballs and The Crucible. Peace out.
So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's boys night out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host, Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where four friends discuss how
Tip of the fist.
how we can turn this into a Kung Pao Enter the Fist podcast. That's how we're gonna do it.
We spent way too much time trying to figure out how to put crew in there. Yeah. Crew, pow, enter the. How can this not get canceled?
You already got us canceled. Thank you.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah. Yelling enter the fist.
Crap.
There's so much we got to talk about, guys. I missed last week. Hawes is out. Hawes is on a pleasure cruise. Last we saw, he's in a full ghillie suit. In fact, to avoid sunburn, he's down in Cancun with
Mexico.
Jeff Tweedy. Is this a thing? Are like all the old indie rockers just like they've turned into 17-year-old high school spring breakers now, and they go down and.
It'd be better if it was in Panama City.
He did this last year too, right?
He did.
It's like a destination
I think the
concert.
year before.
It's a festival designed in a lab for dual income, no children, and he's having a great time. He's having the time of his life for the second time. Avoid the sun, Haas, and we'll see you
And the Suns.
We'll see you sometime soon. I missed last week is what I was saying, and I think the last thing you guys were talking about was how many days it was going to be until the crew kickoff, knowing that their opening game is against Portland in Portland on the 21st of February, and we will publish this on the 20th of January. Let's just start by asking the math. Ben, how many days is it going to be?
Oh, 2 months.
And if you
what's your guess?
If you can get it right,
what's your guess?
Are we 2026?
It is a leap year.
Oh hell!
It's not.
It doesn't matter for January.
It's not a leap year.
I've said too much.
Is it double digits or?
Well, it would have to
32
be.
days. Right? 11 and 21.
Isn't there a thing with the knuckles, like January, February, and the in between the knuckles, and then you got the knuckles that are together, and that makes Spider-Man or like Voltron or something?
No, man. No.
What are you talking about?
But we are.
People know. Hey, email us. Tell us you know.
Exactly 2 weeks past the Epiphany. And so now, we're well underway in the off season here. I think our big topic tonight is going to be the ISA press conference that we saw. At least some of us saw. Not naming any names. We'll talk about that.
Oz.
But we got everybody else here. Mort, Trey, Ben. Say hey, guys.
Hello.
Tip of the hat.
30 days in January, Ben.
That is not true.
Well, it is leap year.
I mean, I guess there are 30 days in January, and then there's another.
You're not wrong.
Is it Chinese
You're
leap
not-
year this year?
Well, I figured if he knew how many days were left in January, he could figure out.
Yeah, it's Chinese Gallop year.
You think I could figure it out knowing that? You're wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to give you all the incorrect information I can. Go ahead.
I love that.
Somehow, I'm already sweating.
You told me. Well, we can start out with the Issa thing because I didn't realize he was wearing a black zip up with what I thought was white lettering, and then Himmel was like, "Oh, it's actually blue," and then Trey told me it was yellow and threw me for a loop. I was like, "There's no way it's yellow. Is it my screen?"
Yeah, so that was not the highlight of it, but he's wearing some Columbus blue swag. I want to hear about what you guys have been up to, but only so that I can tell you that I spent the week in Naples. It was cloudy the whole time, very close to Mar-a-Lago. Actually, I don't know if it's close or not. I want to describe what this place I was because it was so bananas. There's a company called Arthrex. Have you ever heard of this company? You guys maybe in healthcare.
Who?
They do.
What do they do?
That's something like prosthetics or like surgery equipment or something.
That makes sense. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So apparently they have a headquarters in Naples, and next to it they have a hotel that they like bring in training, like they're doing training for like if they have corporate stuff. But when they're not doing that, it's just a hotel. And
there's just mannequins everywhere.
Well, no, so it didn't occur to me, but like we went down there, and this happens to be the hotel we were at, not affiliated with Arthrex at all. And we got there. It's very nice. They have like a gym building that's like between the hotel and the headquarters, and everything's like the gym is state of the art and everything. And I was there for like a day until I realized that like everyone that wasn't part of our group was wearing like some combination of only black and white clothing and just kind of like walking around. And
they're robots.
I think it was like being on like the Earth side of the Westworld TV show. If you ever watched that, where it's just like a bunch of non-player characters just kind of like walking around, doing curls, filling coffee.
Do you try to talk to them and it's just like they don't talk? It's just like dots. You're like, what a weird NPC.
It was so weird. It was so weird, man. But
go on any quest?
Yeah. Yeah,
sick.
It's very questionable. The other thing of note that was super weird was we went to this like dinner or whatever, and there was a cocktail hour, and they had people walking around like they would with hors d'oeuvres, but the trays were just full of old fashions. Like, have you ever heard of like there's like somebody walking around with a dozen pre?
You're like, can I have a shrimp? And they're like, no, here's an old fashioned.
No, Mr. Haas, here's your old fashioned.
Exactly. That was so weird, man. It's like, and like I spend no time in Florida. It was just different.
That's a better way to do it.
It was,
it
was different, man. The airport, like all the TSA agents were like having a great time, and
there's no more rules.
Everyone was just
especially
sitting down
in Florida.
there like
that sounds fun.
Like it was a big sing along like in the terminal. I was just.
Are you sure you weren't just at Disney?
I was totally creeped out. It was so like
you were at like Disney, weren't you?
Was it the Chuck E. Cheese band?
It was so weird, so weird. And yeah, it was cloudy the whole time, so I really didn't get any sunshine. But and then Ben, how's your tummy doing? How's your tummy, buddy?
It's better.
That's great.
It's better.
Wow.
Basically went away like a day after I went to the ER. They're like, your tummy shouldn't hurt anymore. You're an idiot. And I was like, okay, it's gone now.
Psychosomatic.
But I had a show this weekend, and I have a show this weekend, Saturday, Ace of Cups, Weezer Band. So if you like the first two Weezer records, we play almost all of the songs, plus some B-sides and some secrets.
Well, give me an example of a secret.
Not Hootie and the Blowfish.
Right. They did that. You guys did that last time.
I don't want to do that.
Hold
again.
my hand. Right? Hold my hand.
They were like the same chords. So we were talking about it before we went on this weekend, and I was like, does anybody remember how to play that? And everyone's like, nope. And I was like, well, boy, I don't remember either. And then Cordial Sins are opening, and they're going to do like a bunch of covers again. They're like a female-fronted band, so a lot of their stuff's female-fronted. They're awesome.
When was this again?
But when?
Yeah. And where?
Saturday, Ace of Cups.
Ace of Cups.
Tickets are selling fast.
They actually are.
They do tickets
like
now?
3/4 sold out. Yeah.
They do real tickets.
Yeah.
The printed out ticket.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest.
I'm just messing with you, man. We used to,
There's been so much said that I don't know in the first like 10 minutes of this podcast.
Did you ever play at Midgard Comics?
Oh, yeah.
They used to give you had to buy a pack of tickets from the proprietor, Keith.
And sell them,
sell them. And
Keith was a sweetheart.
Yeah, but you had to buy your own tickets and then
and sell
them so that he could make his
because if no one shows up, he's not out anything.
Whatever it costs to put on a show at a comic.
Dude, so many good bands came through. We opened for Punchline, if you remember that band, but like Taking Back Sunday, brand new.
I saw brand new.
Alex opened for Plain White Tees.
I'm pretty sure I saw a Red, White, and Blue there.
Yo, yeah.
Is that a big band? Aren't they?
It's a Columbus band. Yeah.
Something Corporate we saw there.
Yes, all of those like drive-through bands.
I'm going to show up on Friday and do the Upside Down Stranger Things 80s dance night at Ace of Cups. So there you go.
Oh, is that?
Are you guys up on Stranger Things?
No.
No, I didn't know it was still a show.
God bless you if you can. I just can't.
I didn't know it was still a show, but I saw the guy was on.
Oh, when your kids are getting into the teens.
Oh, SNL.
We watched them all.
Yeah.
We binged them all through the Christmas holiday.
I feel like they jumped the shark. It was cool when everything was mysterious, and then it was just like, there's these dogs. And I was like, okay, what are we doing here? Their
Dogs?
faces, everybody's faces
There's
all
dogs?
weird. Yeah.
Okay, I bowed out way too soon.
I don't remember no dogs.
I like that.
But anyways, you're going to be playing on Ace of Cups on Saturday. Tickets out now. You
Tickets
find
out
that
now.
on
Tickets out now.
Tickets out now.
on aceofcupsbar.com.
Okay.
Gmail or Hotmail. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Trey and Mort, anything to report for this week?
Oh, man.
Before we talk more about it,
So-
sweatshirt.
We made an egregious error last week in our talking about Martins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Mea culpa.
it's been
And by
bothering
we-
me. Martin O'Neill, George Martin, Ryan Martin, Martin Truex,
George
Martin
Harrison.
Short, Steve Martin Short.
and I've spent all week researching the correct Martins.
You're like a Martin
today.
aficionado.
Martin Lawrence.
On Martin Luther King Day.
Oh,
To finally be redeemed.
Today is a big day for Martins.
Wow.
Big day for Martins.
You even
So-
donated to Wikipedia. That's how much you used it.
We
finally.
wanted to formally apologize and say we do not know the name of the Celtic coach and we do not care what it is. It will forever be Martin.
Skrelly.
Marty Martin.
If it has a Martin in his name, it is the coach of Celtic.
Okay.
That is what it is.
All right.
Which is fine. I mean, it's Martin O'Neill is the coach of Celtic, and then we had a chance to get the other Martin that was the other coach.
Russell Martin, yeah.
Yeah, Russell Martin.
You know what? And
Martins.
don't forget that Martinez that we keep hearing about.
Yeah, Christian Martin. He's as
Martin, first name, last name, Nez.
So is Morton
actually
a Norwegian Martin?
Norwegian. Yeah.
It comes from the same name, yeah.
Really? That is awesome.
Yeah, who would have thought?
We're just a Martin podcast. Look at
Morty
that.
McFly.
Yeah.
Martin
Holy
Crosby.
cow.
Yeah.
Go crew.
I prefer Morton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
me
all right.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a derived from the Roman god Mars, which is my name. So we have the same name. Let's talk about. Let's talk.
What else can we talk about?
You're cool too. You're cool too. You're good. We love you. Okay.
I mean, I'll definitely call you Mort. I'm not calling you Mart. Mart's just weird.
I'm going to call you Martin.
I think
Just call me Mort.
we've covered the correction.
Okay. Yeah. So I've spent all week crying into my tears of Martin's research.
You listeners were upset.
Which is
Everybody's
fine.
upset, and I will try to keep my 100% to a minimum.
Have we even talked? We haven't even
Yes,
talked
we
about
talked about that, but
oh, did we?
We apologize.
Someone told us
for-
that we say 100% of the time. So
100% correct.
That is correct. Yeah.
okay. Hey, so
Man.
what I wanted to know was Celtic. Nancy's out. You guys talked about it. Now that Martin is back installed,
Right.
how are they doing?
Terrible. They're 3-0. They haven't lost. So their first game back, they won 4-0. Then they won 1-0 away, and then they won, I think, 2-0.
Do you think these are spite wins? Do you think that they're
Yeah.
doing it like just
Kind of.
like bratty kids?
They can't. Well, I think it's very precarious, if that's even a word that I just said, that they came out with the FIFA rankings and Scotland was ranked like 69th. Nice. We were 10th. And then we get an MLS coach and they're just like, guys, don't play. Show them that. Because there was so much discord in the Reddit.
Yeah.
There was like, MLS is, did an MLS coach you? Go figure. They suck. And it's like, no, dog. Like,
Yeah. Do you think it was the fact that it was an anti-MLS thing, an anti-American thing, or do you think it was an anti-French thing?
Both.
probably.
Because I
Yes.
saw in the notes that the people talking about an American attitude to coaching,
Interesting.
and he's French.
Right.
And listen,
So-
I don't like American attitude either.
I mean, I
But-
think it's more of a French attitude based on what
It's a
we
whole-
saw.
Yeah,
But
It's
100%.
97% a French attitude. Yeah, I almost said 100%. Holy crap. Woo, dodged it.
Yes. Okay. So we haven't actually said anything yet, but I'm ready for a break. So let's do that. When we come back, we will go deep on the Issa presser and Kung Pao enter the fist. We'll be right back.
Hello, Adam Hernandez here, fellow crew fan and Columbus-based artist, muralist, and designer. When I'm not making art, I'm looking at art. And when I'm looking at art, I want it to come to life. That's why I made my new augmented reality prints. What's an augmented reality print, you may ask? Well, I make my really cool psychedelic art come to life in the palm of your hand. Check out my website, ahernandezart.com, or at ahernandezart to learn more. They're really rad. ahernandezart.
All right, we're back. Have we figured it out yet? Toast and Trot. Toast and Trot. We did this. This is a trademark, right? We made that up.
Yes,
So
it is.
if
We
you-
did.
So
I did, yes.
It may not be widely known, but the Toast and Trot listener it's our Cruisemas run, and we run 9.6 kilometers.
That may change. We might
That
just
may
do
change.
a 5K because I think
Or a-
more people will come to like a 5K where
It's
we
kind
meet
of
it
long.
up.
It's like a 6 miler, right?
I
9.6
think-
is
I think 5.96 sounds reasonable.
5.96. What?
Kilometers.
millimeters.
It's like a 5K with the
It's
crew
a
added
6K.
on, yeah.
That's 6.
If you're rounding, well, how many days are in January?
30. We already went over this.
Okay. I just want to know. Separate.
Okay, so Toast and Trot. We're gonna run some distance to be determined. It's like the morning of Christmas, right?
Yes.
And we kick off
Straight after-
from where?
the stadium.
Stadium after the toast. So we go to the toast. We're part of the toast, which is a good time, and then we head out.
Do we have to like worry about traffic or anything, or you just like,
It's dead down
dead,
there.
right?
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
It
year
was
we
awesome.
had
It was awesome last year.
we had Trey and Haas driving around, pointing in the right direction for us.
Okay.
This year, we're going to have signs that say which way to go and where to turn.
Probably not. But we are going to carry the flag. That's one thing we do. I said do. You carry the flag, and then after you're done, we meet at the bar. Everyone signs the flag. We have drinks and watch whatever like EPL games on in the morning.
And the flag is that one that got stolen from the stadium, right?
From 4.
It's huge. It's huge.
4 youths. Is that what
6 younger gentlemen.
6 young. Yeah, they were kind enough to donate it.
Yeah.
So
it was us because we look young. That's what we meant.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the e-suppressor.
Oh, yeah. Let him cook. Let him cook.
It's a hell of a time to have a presser.
Oh, yeah. Kung Pao.
Well, the first thing I noticed that I did not know was Henrik is still not here. They're still working out the immigration paperwork. He's still in Sweden, and the person running the trainings is Courtois. Courtois is here. So he hasn't even shown up to evaluate the team or anything yet. He made reference to he goes, listen, he's called every player on the phone individually. And I was like, cool. Remember in the beginning of the podcast, we were like, oh, it's like a month away. And it's like, no one has met the coach still. And I'm like, I get the paperwork's kind of a nightmare, but it does, because we talked about like, hey, maybe this was in the works for a while, and then they'll announce it because they're working on the paperwork. And it's like, well, they announced it however long ago, and they're still not, the paperwork still isn't there, which makes me think that they didn't have this sorted out like we thought.
No, they can't start the paperwork before they have a contract, because the contract is a part of the paperwork to get the visa and all that stuff.
Sure.
So they probably let us know pretty much right after they had formalized it, but then they have to file everything in order to get the visa and all that. So sometimes if they're lucky on a rush, it could be like 2 weeks, but it's more likely to be 3 to 4.
Right. I don't know. For some reason, I just thought he was here. They announced that it was all good, and then I was like, oh, he's not here. Neither are his people. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Because we saw everybody coming back to training. We did see Rossi, and we also got blown up about that. Like, everything's cool. And I was like, I know. I wasn't stressed about it to the point of going to the ER for a tummy ache. But Rossi is there. So that is,
sir.
wait.
Are you stressed out about something? Rossi is
like, who is that?
Seen all the rumors about Rossi? They're like,
I was like, he's not in training camp. Can I have a CT scan immediately?
Bed 12 keeps just saying Hispanic names. We don't know what he's talking about.
Martinez,
Diego.
It's either stomach cancer or it's a DP signing for the crew, and I'm not sure which one it is. So it's that's kind of the first thing I noticed, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, like, all right, well, great. I mean, we're not going to get into Henrik here, but I do want to shout out the Disrespected. Arias did do a great article on him, kind of unrolling the proverbial meatball or something like that. Yeah, no, I know that, yeah. Because he's a great writer. Also, he had the best questions in this presser, but
is unrolling the meatball, is that a thing? So
in Sweden, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. IKEA, you go there and you're like, I want a hot dog. They're like, we got meatballs. And you're like, I just want furniture.
Okay.
So yeah, he's not here, but Courtois is running the practice, which, you know, going back and watching the videos, I'm like, man, I do love that so many Crew 2 players that were under him are on the first team now. I still think that's hilarious. That being said, the second bullet point, the team is fully fit. Wessam is fit. Farsi is fit. And I forgot, but Taha had the same sports hernia surgery that Farsi had. And he's just now back as of like a week ago. So he was actually out. Was he out end of season last year with an injury like
Farsi?
this? No. Taha.
Oh.
No.
I didn't think so, but maybe.
No, I think at some point in time during the season he was, but not at the end of the season. He was fully available at the end of the season.
Wild. Yeah, there's been a lot of those sports hernia stuff going on. And he kind of spoke to that. Well, that's what he said during the press conference. He's like, yeah, it's been happening more and more. And I guess they're soccer players are trying to figure out how to stop that from happening. I think they should just do some P90X abs, some ab ripper X.
Yeah, or like masking and social distancing.
Over my dead body. Over my dead body.
That's
but
good.
I mean, the good news is, yeah, so
Ollie's
everybody's
back,
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, did we have a time where the team was fully fit last year? I mean, I guess technically not because Camacho didn't come back until
Camacho
the very end of the year.
was not on the 25 team. I mean, you could you just mean was no one on the injury report? No, because Camacho was on it the whole year.
The whole year until the very end when he was obviously our best player.
Yeah.
So I guess it is kind of asterisks that year when you're plagued with injuries, which we called, but I'm seeing it a lot in the EPL teams now where they're like just plagued with injury, and it's like, but
a lot of that also has to do with the amount of money that is invested into the players, and they're no longer just players playing a sport; they're a commodity. And if somebody even has a tweak of any sort, they're going to hold them out. They're going to sit them. They're going to get them all the rest that they can because it's a lot of money on the table.
Right.
Well, this is where it comes even more of an issue for MLS teams because your squad, it's so much. You have the full squad, but when it comes to the quality, after the starting 11, 13, 14 players, you start to see a drop-off, right? So if you got like one player, key player in defense, you don't going to get anybody in at a similar quality. It's not a one-for-one, right? So yes, it's next man up, but the next man up is not quite the same man, right?
So should they like be allowed to invest more money in players or have a deeper bench? Because I mean, the thing is, we're playing like the MLS season. We're also playing like, Champions Cup, and we're playing the Open Cup, and we're playing Leagues Cup, and we're playing the Butt Cup. Like, they have a ton of more. I mean, there's a ton of games. That we talked about that earlier when they were like, "Oh, we're switching the schedule," and it's like, dude, we only really have like 2 months off.
Yeah,
we're playing 10 months out of the year, sometimes twice a week.
Yeah,
so
I don't
what
know
are we
if the crew
doing
can play
here, man?
that card though. Like we just had open slots for much of the season.
We probably could have strengthened at points last year and we decided not to.
Yeah.
So, but we have 30 players. My point has been if you have 30 quality players and you have 3-4 injuries, you should still be able to have enough quality in your squad to be good enough. But that's not the case. We're bringing up people that are clearly not to the same level as the rest. And it's kind of like you can get some good performances out of them. But over time, that's where inconsistency comes in. It's like, that's the difference between a good golfer and a guy, an elite golfer. Elite golfer always play well. Well, a good golfer can hit that nice round every other game, right? You get
every other year.
For me, never.
Yeah,
so,
golf's hard is what we're saying.
Yeah, but that's my point is you can get away with it here and there, but not over time. It will hurt you just because the talent just isn't there.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would love for them to spend more money. We can probably spend some more money, or we can just be very, very creative like some teams we've been talking about in the midweek again.
Well, that's what
that
I was like.
be able
Nazi's
to bring
MO.
in players for nothing. Quality.
That can play multiple positions because, like, I think we checked last season and like 4 of the starters were playing at a position where they were natural a year prior. So it's like, oh, yeah, like Malty was a wingback or a, whatever. And he was playing like a center back role. You had, Arfson as a wingback who was a striker. Well, cool.
So
Shambo was playing, I don't know, who knows.
So far, we haven't seen any groundbreaking signings.
And I don't doubt we will see any.
Did Issa talk about that in the presser, like what their approach is or whatever?
Well, yeah, one of the questions was, and I think that actually came from Arias, which is a great question. Like, do we expect any signings? What does that look like? And he said, much like Nancy, he hasn't come in and assessed the talent. We plan on having him assess the talent through the first half of the year and then making moves in the summer, which is what my friend kept texting me like, dude, what, that sucks. And I'm like, well, yeah, we only had one spot available. So, so pretty much what he's saying, he said, once they see he comes in and sees everybody, he's able to make that decision. My only frustration with the whole thing, like we talked about prior, was we need defense. We need a defender. Like we need like a solid center back, especially if, are we going to rely on Camacho and move Zawadzki up? Like our depth there, I think, is going to be rough. And definitely someone, I don't know. I guess it just depends how he's going to play and get set up.
With the amount of people that we have signed and with the quality of the roster that we have, healthy roster, we're not going to be seeing any moves until the summer transfer window.
Yeah.
After the World Cup. And even then, it'll be really interesting because of all the values are going to go skyrocketing.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm optimistic with what we currently have. The key will be stay healthy.
We went over the team. The good news is we didn't lose anybody. That seems abnormal, right? Like there is some roster turnover during the offseason. We lost Nagby due to retirement. So it's not like that was, like it. I'm just hearkening back to last year where it was like a week before the first game. And it's like, by the way, Ramirez is gone. Also Cujo's gone. And see ya.
I think
it's crap.
I really think we never got to see the full potential of Wessam. And that's what I'm hanging my hat on at this moment, because if he is who we think he is, we're going to have a really good season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a tough stretch there where Nagby was injured in August, September. But Wessam, when he was injured, that was a contact injury, wasn't it? Somebody stepped on his
He made defensive play. Yeah. Why would you do a defensive play?
I guess what I'm bringing up though is like my concern.
Because he has heart.
My concern with him was like, if he's fit, right? But if it's a contact injury, then it just is what it is.
It was a foot. Yeah, it's like a hamstring.
He has a record. He has a record of being quite.
It took him a while.
Quite what, Mark? Say that again.
He happens to be injured a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Historically.
Okay.
But I think part of the problem last year was it took him so long to get into the team based on visas, based on timing of the Champions Cup or whatever it was, Leagues Cup, or somebody will tell us what it was.
Bud Cup.
It was Leagues Cup.
The Cougar Cup.
Okay.
Why did you say that?
Oh, man. I know why.
So, based on the timing, it took him to get into the team. I think that had a lot to do with it, because it felt like it was such a short period of time.
He's like out of shape by the time he got on the field.
Yep.
Right. And
he had 3 goals in his last 3 games. That's 100% of the games. And I'm allowed to say that because it's not, you know what I mean?
It's a statistic.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't actually think he scored in 100% of the games. Did he?
No, just the last 3 for 3. Numbers are messing me up tonight. I'll tell you what. But yeah, so that's kind of what he was saying is, we hired or we brought up these 5 Crew 2 players. He's going to evaluate the team. Curious why he kept saying, and by he, I mean Issa, during the presser, for the Crew 2 players, and because he was asked about the signings, quote unquote signings, bringing the 5 Crew 2 players up. And then he was also asked about the hiring decision, like what'd that look like? And he kept, the first thing he said for both of those was, we made the decisions as a collective. So it wasn't just me. And I was like,
who?
Okay.
Who?
So
But that's just it. Like, I'd have to watch it again to like get the nuance of that. But like, I don't know what he means by collective.
He brought 3 Crew 2 players up. Just FYI, you said 5. 3 players were brought up. 2 people were signed.
3 + 2 is 5.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Well, they said it was a discussion.
Was Crew 2, and so was the other one. All 5.
Yeah, and he did say it was
it
was a collective decision with the all coaching staff, with the academy, and it had been ongoing for a while. So this is not something that happened. This like right now was something that was almost decided in advance. It sounds like.
Sure.
So that was already made even before Henrik was ready. Is pretty much what he said.
Yeah, and we checked I think we talked last pod about the rules, the MLS rules, and it looks like they can, worst case scenarios, those 5 or even more get loaned out to USL teams or other like next pro teams to play, so that they can free up that space if need be. But he said like as a collective for the Crew 2 players, which I understand is like everybody, but then he also said like Henrik was also collective decision, and I'm like,
no, Henrik have made it clear that he's very optimistic and love working with young players. So he's kind of excited about having that mix of some more experience in some of these younger.
Yeah, but Tall is still on the hot seat for me. He's just trying to spread some of the blame around. If it blows up,
that's what I thought. I was like, it was a deflecting.
If it blows up,
I didn't hire anybody.
It's like, what would you say that you do here?
Yeah, it was like the royal we. It's I did, but also you did because you're a Crew fan, and like Trey did as a Crew fan, and Haas definitely didn't. He was in Cancun. Ben did. It's like, what do you mean by collect?
Yeah.
It felt very like
we need some accountability, man. Who is accountable?
Yeah, I like the idea of like we are one club. I don't think he was deflecting necessarily, but at the same time I was like,
I do.
I think I know. I don't know.
Also, I'm seeing his birthday is January 20th. So happy birthday, Mr. Tall. Would be a good
Feliz cumpleaños a
good year for you as a collective.
Zuni Shinri Kwali. I can do happy birthday in every language. Ooh. He's younger than us, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Crap.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I will say, I do when he talks. He seems like a sweetie. He seems like a sweetie pie.
You know what he reminds me of?
I don't know if you should answer that question. That makes me real nervous. Who?
Gus.
I don't know a Gus.
You know a Gus.
I know a Gus?
The chicken guy.
Oh, from Breaking Bad?
Yup.
Ooh.
For whatever reason, I just feel like he's like all buttoned up and he looks good and he's wearing his warm-up thing and he's answering the questions.
I think okay.
And he walks and then he leaves out and he goes back to the locker room and he goes, "Bitches, I just saved your asses." You know what I mean? It's like,
you think behind the scenes he's a
behind
murderer.
the scenes he's just...
You can't publish any of this.
No, I'm sorry, you can't say that other part. But
I mean, I'll bleep up some of it. I don't know.
I
thought that.
I think he is more ruthless behind the scenes than anything else. I said it last week or the week before. I don't remember. He's got this year. If he doesn't get this year done, he is in the hot seat.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And the no sign. The one, the 5 young signings and then the one Haitian signing aside, it's just like, I don't, man. Anybody worth their weight, especially on the Reddit massive subreddit, is like, we need defense. Like, we're all on the same page on what we need, and like it wasn't filled. And it's like, okay. I mean, again, I think our hope is that we start out the season at least just winning games. That's the whole name of the game, is the first part of the season, just grab points if you can. Like, win at home, tie, or, at bet, do something on the road.
A la 2023.
Yeah, don't dig a hole. Like, just don't dig yourself a hole in the first part of the season.
Yeah, we were kind of like mid-table 2023 until...
or even last year, we were like hanging on.
No,
I mean, at one point, we were like, oh, shoot, we're going to be...
We started real strong last year. But then it was kind of a month of
signings
good, a month
and injuries,
of bad.
dude.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah, it just was...
Well, Issa was asked about player acquisition and specifically if we're going to get any tall players, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But he was really dancing around it, saying that, we like, of course, what we have. There's no rush. We got that one player that we brought in.
Cool, bro.
I just can't.
From the Israeli league or whatever. And he fit something we were missing.
Yeah.
But then he kind of said, we are going to make assessment. We want to make the right move. We want to let the coach have a chance. And he was going back to Nancy's first season where he said we did bring in one player that he kind of wanted. That was Ramirez, right? That we got right off the bat. But then he talked about like other players we got on at mid-season that based on then Nancy knew that what he wanted.
Heck, Malty was one of them.
Yeah, Malty was the last minute,
dude.
Remember? That was
Sands.
That was from the
Sands got
yeah.
injured and we signed him like the next day because it was the last day.
Dude, that was a good signing.
Who
there was
we
some good
sign in 23? Was it Rossi for Zelarayan? That was the big one.
That was the big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a turning point coming out of the...
How much show came in the summer too, or did he come in the... I think he came there prior.
Well, we had gotten rid of Deganik.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. We had...
and Quentin tried to fill in, got rid of him.
Got another Quentin, though. No worries.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Let's see what happens this summer. Anything else from that you want to share?
Yeah, kind of the last thing is they said, like, what do you expect from the crew playing wise? And he said, expect the same crew. We're going to build out of the back. We're going to be high possession ball. They were going to be high intensity press, more intense than last year. And he emphasized that the main differences with the new coach is that there's going to be more nuance in his system, which I'm not entirely, that just seems like a
jargon.
Yeah, it's like
latitude.
Yeah, sure. Nuance, cool, totally. But he did say there's going to be more direct in the box attacking. And I actually think that we talked about it last year is like, oh, cool, 90% possession, 2 shots on goal. Or they outshot us and their XG was higher. And it's like, all right, he definitely at least identified that was a flaw in Nazi's system where it's like, we aren't creating. I know it had a lot to do with personnel, kind of, but I'm glad that he did bring that up because that is like, besides the defense, I think that was our second biggest asterisk of last year is the directness, shots on goal, any of that stuff, like in that final third.
And we had shots on goal and we had chances created in XG and not the goals to show for it. But
I don't think we had the XG from what I remember.
He did talk about like the DNA, right? Everybody talks about DNA these days, like of the club. And we referred back that it kind of started with Berhalter, with more of a possessive.
He did bring up Berhalter. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. He was talking about even before he got there, he watched crew play with Berhalter and thought it was was an interesting way of playing or more fun. Even that was much more rigid though in the style. But yeah, this end didn't want to change it up too much, like we talked about, and keep that. So that was kind of some.
I prefer that. I think like that's our. When you think of the crew, you think of that style. Like that's what we have decided is our style. As a fan, that's like my bread and butter. I'm looking at like somebody like LAFC where I'm like, okay, they're going to have like 40% possession and play on the counter. I personally hate watching that style of soccer. That's my opinion. So like if our DNA, if we're going to hire coaches that are like, hey, I'm going to be possession based, we're going to play pretty soccer. I know that's what Berhalter even said with the U.S. men's national team, and people like roasted him for it. For a club that I follow, I'd rather watch them try to play pretty soccer and fit that bill than, having something like, all right, we're going to play like a mid defensive block.
Is this why you're a Spurs fan?
No.
You should be an Arsenal fan because they play that way.
Yeah. No, I know. It's I'm not
Spurs play nothing like what you just talked about enjoying.
All right, so let's take that as an example. The coaching style of the different coaches they hire is completely different. Big Ange played way different than Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank currently plays like a low block, like try to counter, and we suck. I mean, we sucked with Big Ange too, just because we suck. But in general, I'd rather see Big Ange say like, hey, we're going to play this way. We're going to play high intensity, high pressing, attacking soccer. And yeah, we lost 5-4 on a couple of those games. But like, I prefer that to watching a team that is like, we're going to do a low block and hit on the counter. Like LAFC, who was successful doing that. But as a fan, I'm like, man, try to play the game. That's my opinion.
I think your point about the crew is very valid. I mean, the fact that we've had take Caleb Porter out of it, even though he did win a championship with his park the bus style.
That was after a goal.
Having continuity of, you can see, and this does have more to do with the front office, and Bez Pachinko's a lot of that, and Issa's trying to carry that legacy on. But
sure,
you go from Berhalter to Porter, and then you move into Nancy and now on to Henrik. And you have 3 of the 4 coaches that play a very similar style, hey man, good on the front office.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I know Berhalter and Nancy, they're not the same, but they are similar. There is a lot of possession. There's a lot of intricate passing. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of wingback usage. So I'm all for. I think this is going to be a positive season. So I don't know, man. I'm excited, and not playing 6 in the back and park the bus and defensive center mid. I agree with you. Like I'd much rather go down fighting with a team that is on the front foot and pressing and not even like Red Bull style, but like our own style. Like this is becoming a crew thing, which is cool.
So what do we do about Nagby? Do we have an open DP spot with him leaving?
No, we already converted him with the Wesson. Yeah. We keep forgetting and wanting to forget that Gazdag is a DP on this team.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We try to glaze over that all the time.
Can he play center back? Maybe.
Yeah. Send her back.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see with the new coach who becomes a standout. Like with Nancy, we had, Arston, and I would even say Farsi and Zawadzki, like pop off, giving the players full autonomy to play to their strengths is awesome. And it's going to be very interesting because I know that he's not going to be playing the same style. If you read Arias's article, it's more of like a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I know it's fluid, but it's more. I think he looks more about 4 in the back. So that changes what we've been seeing with 3 in the back with wing backs. I mean, the 2 in the back with the 4 still can be, like I said, fluid and like going up and whatnot. But still, I think he's going to be able to unlock a couple people that were not. And I'm hoping one of his Gazdak, because that guy is an expensive boy. And that would be great.
Well, we know that to quote Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, there will be a chosen one. So
yes,
we will have to wait and see. That is. Is there anything else to say?
Well, we can hit upon that. There are two others that was speaking on this presser was Sean Savatsky and Patrick Schulte, and Savatsky was spending some time talking about Nagby and the club and all that. It was funny that Eza was bringing him up as somebody that understands the club and came up there and understood important and may want to support the club when he had a question about like maybe Savatsky and some of the talent moving on, right? Yeah. To try to play that guilt card before Zavatsky came up to the podium.
He would never leave. He loves it here.
He loves it here. I mean, he would want to be a Maldini or whatever, right?
Mr. Crew. Two good guys from Crew 2.
Yeah, we photoshopped his eye really close, and we put a little yellow in there, and we put a little Ohio in there. He loves Ohio. Yeah, Ohio's a big thing for him because of his eyes.
And so he was talking about Savatsky was talking about the impact Nagby had on him. He talked about some of the flexibility and position he played, and some of the injuries, of course, that he was unlucky with last year. And Patrick Schulte spoke quite a bit about, obviously, trying to go into this year healthy. And that's hopefully we can have him healthy so he comes back to the level he was, right?
Yeah, he needs to bounce back.
So...
yeah, I think last thing we should mention before we get off here is that the winter window is January 23rd through March 26th. So, he's going to come in probably, they said this, mid this week, end of this week. He's got basically, again, I hate talking about days and months.
Couple months.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know how many days. I don't know how many days, but I would say probably a couple months.
Interesting.
So if we need a panic signing,
when we traded Cucho, it was the end of the international window, right? Last year, like I feel like he was traded like at the last minute of some window, but it wasn't ours, right? Ours kind of stretches into the season so that you can tweak and make some changes as you find your form. And I think Gazdag was brought over at the tail end, like end of March last year.
It was kind of a surprise signing. I was like, oh, cool, great, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Bradley Wright Phillips. He's going to be awesome.
You remember Perry Kitchen?
We got Perry Kitchen in the back.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great.
Came from Rangers. That Scottish League's great. It wasn't.
Don't go back and listen to our season predictions last year.
Or do, if you want to hear people get things correct.
Trey got it right. Yeah, we'll do our bold predictions here in a couple weeks. And then hopefully we get coaching staff on board. We can hear some more, hear from more of the collective.
Yeah,
and see
the Men in Black.
See what's on their minds. Secret. And how this is going to shape up. Okay, all right. So February 21st in Portland. Are they in Florida still?
Portland, I think, is in Washington. Or no, where is it at?
Come on, dude. You know what I'm asking.
Nailed it.
Are they practicing in Florida?
No, I actually think they're back.
Okay.
They only went to Florida for like a very short time.
They're going to go
come back for a while, and then they end up going
yeah.
back to a different spot with all the robots down in Naples.
I play soccer.
Dude, I'll send you the link. It was called the Innovation Hotel.
They were totally fake.
Yeah. Tesla robots.
I did not interact with anyone outside of our group the whole time I was there. Good. Okay. All right. We'll try this again next week. We'll see if Haas is see how he's doing. If he's
he blew up like powder.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like what. Hey, so yeah, like let's all for next week. Let's come up with what paint color like that you would see at Lowe's, like Haas's skin.
I'm
it's
gonna take a trip to Lowe's and find that burnt
yeah.
sienna.
Yeah, that's a good homework. Yeah, do that.
And
Mine's called Maine lobster.
just a correction
MAIN.
here: the Columbus crew is still in Clearwater, Florida, and will be there to the 23rd. Then it'll be home for about a week, and then it will go back to Florida in Palm Beach. Pretty much the season starts.
All right, so they'll be in Florida for a little while longer. Oh, and I just saw Trey just put something up on the screen here. We are seeing he's taking his shirt off. Henrik is going to be in with the team today, when you're hearing this.
Today?
He's
Feliz Navidad.
He's his birthday present. He got
His birthday present is me. Us. And it's we.
Yeah, it's a
The collective. Yeah.
All right,
Oh, man.
all right. Well, I can't wait to hear more.
Well, that's awesome.
So on that note, go Crew.
Go.
Now what time? It is crew time. Martin Combat. Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew.
Call this podcast Kung Crew. Shit. Nailed it. Crew. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work.
Kung Crew.
Cruise hung.
Enter the quest. Enter the quest.
Enter the quest. Yeah,
Enter the quest.
That's right.